Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about something that several of you have requested either on Instagram or in the comment section, which is how to find your sound as a producer. I've been producing for about 4 years and have learned so much. And so I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about my tips for how to find your sound and my journey with finding my own sound. Got my coldest water here because I'm thirsty. It says my name. So first of all, I think that finding your sound as a producer is super similar, if not exactly the same, as finding your voice as a writer. So I think that how you do both of those things is you find a balance between what inspires you and what is around you. So for both songwriting and producing, when you first start out, you're really just a machine of everything that you like listening to. So let me show you a really cringy example of this. If you've been there from the beginning, you probably know about this. But I have this album on SoundCloud that I released when I first started producing seriously for the first time several years ago. And the thing that made me start producing was watching the Jon Bellion making of videos and realizing what production really was, which is just building blocks of sonic ideas until they fit right with the song. And so I have this horrible album that's on SoundCloud that I'm proud of it in terms of like, it was cool that I did that on my own, but it's amazing to see how far I've come from the writing and production, especially the production in that album. So for example, when I started producing, I was listening exclusively to Jon Bellion. And so the way I started producing was by just churning out this machine of stuff that sounded like Jon Bellion, but doing it like really badly. My song Rock Bottom.
Since you left me, I have seen you change, not the boy that
Notice that
I knew months ago. For a while there, I thought you would stay the same, but looking back, it was always headed towards this. So cross my heart and hope to die that I would forget you. Bury all my keys to pictures, I burned them. But I've heard some talk about the things you do, and I realize that I still care a little bit. So I pray for you each morning, and I pray for you at church, and I pray for you when I hear you.
Why am I using a shaker as a snare?
You get hurt. I pray you'd hit rock bottom. I pray that you would see just what you have become. Oh, I pray you'd hit rock bottom. And I know I'm not the only one who prays you'd hit rock bottom. You'd hit rock bottom.
So basically, that song, I'm proud of parts of it, but it really is just this sonic mess of copying Jon Bellion without having any like vision of my own in a lot of ways. There are so many incorrect sound choices. There's all these orchestra kit instruments that are just so like clunky and out of place, and the claps I used were just so synthetic and like gross, and I use like a shaker as a snare drum, and I use a hi-hat in all the wrong places. And that's a very common experience starting out with producing. You just take in what you know and what you love and try to recreate it very badly. But when you've really found your sound is when you're able to take inspiration from other people, but still make songs that sound like they're yours in some way. And there's varying degrees of that. Like I know there's some songs in my new album that are very inspired by Taylor Swift. Check out that album. Multiple friends of mine have told me that they've been listening to it quietly in a room, and someone comes in and is like, oh, is that the new Taylor Swift album? When it's just me. And I don't take offense to that because it was on purpose, and I still think that there's elements of all of those songs like Come Clean and Tell Your Hands that are unique to me. So the second part, as I said, of finding your sound is using things from your environment. There's a couple reasons for that. The things around you or the things that you find interesting are very unique to you. Like the fact that Billy and Phineas just happened to have their dad sharpening knives when they were working on You Should See Me in a Crown and happened to think that sound was interesting enough to put in the song. That is a very unique blueprint of their style of music. Or the way that Charlie Puth or John Bellion beatbox under a lot of their songs. Or the way that AJR took a clip of an old movie, manipulated it, and turned it into the bridge of their song. The things that you are interested in are what makes your music interesting. So I really took that approach when I was getting deeper and deeper into producing. I was very inspired by Bleachers, Jack Antonoff, and so I started using a lot of voice memos, and that's really what made me have the sound that I have today. I know that I've talked about this a lot of times, especially on Patreon. Become a patron. It's $5, which is less than a latte. But in several of the songs on this new album, I used voice memos or I sampled random sounds into instruments. In Boys in My Room, that synth that is throughout the entire song is made out of a voice memo of my friend singing harmony at this Christmas party and going, ooh, and I took a voice memo and then I pitched it and I turned it into a sample and used that in this song, and I think I used it in another song too. Or in the beginning of Lightweight, that thing that says, that is my friend's pipe buzzing in her basement, and I just happened to take a voice memo of it. Like, that's the original sound of me holding my phone up to a pipe in a basement. My friends are so used to me recording things that they like don't even flinch. Like sometimes in class I would hear like a leaf blower outside and have to leave to go get a recording of the leaf blower. I mean, cut my breaks, there's a ton.
Your neighbor said she'd call the cops on me.
That dun dun is a car beeping. That dun is a can opener from my friend's house.
Don't smile back.
There was a wooden metronome that was on the piano at my friend's house when I was there for spring break, and I was just fascinated by it. I forgot to record it while I was there. Then I had to text her brother and ask him to set it to the tempo of the song and send me a recording of it. There's one of my roommate's alarm clocks in there, and then of course, I love voice memos of actual people talking. My friend was not sober. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Do you know what that is? Those first 8 seconds of the song? It is my dad moving a metal chair when we were at a bar that had a concrete floor. The original sound, December 1st, 2019. It was him pushing a chair out. I just thought it was super interesting. Layered with a subway from when I was in New York. Also layered with that same alarm clock, but I put a micro phaser on it, and so it just sounds like. So I think that those are the keys to finding your sound. Even if you make music that isn't as functional with like quirky voice memos, sampling things is so much more interesting than just using preset instruments, because you can make sounds that you could never have thought of before that can completely shape a song and really shape the direction of your music in the future. Last thing to remember, don't limit yourself. Nothing is out of bounds sonically for you. You really just have to explore completely without limiting yourself or being too self-aware about it in order to find sounds that you really like that set you apart from other people. So, conclusion, how to find your sound as a producer. Find a balance between the things that inspire you and the things that are around you, and then don't limit yourself. Simple as that. Keep working for 6 years. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please check out my original music if you want to understand more about my sound and my journey. Become a patron where I talk a lot more about these things. It's $5, which is less than a latte. Please subscribe to this channel. I am struggling. And if you write songs but you don't play instruments, email me internetjules@gmail.com. I'm making demos for people right now. So check out the Coldest Water, click my link and get a discount, and have a great day.